Hi guys, welcome back to another hopefully interesting VCV rig video. I'm the KlirrFactory, smoking cigarettes and drinking beer, and today I want to talk about KlirrFactory Mr.Q. Now, when you ask me what Mr.Q is, I don't know. It's kind of effect. You can use it as a filter bank, you can use it as a VCO, or yeah, for a lot of things. Now let's dive in quickly. It is really difficult to make this video because yeah, I always get lost with this guy. So what do we have here? We have 8 channels. These are in this normal mode, I say. Like every channel has 2 serial bandpass filters, okay? So let's start to hear them only with a noise. And you have 4 inputs here, so you can feed different material inside to Mr.Q. Let's connect this guy to the outputs and let's see what we get here. And as you see, nothing happens, and that's because the Q factor is on 0. Now, one warning before you play with this guy. Mr.Q can produce really high voltages. It can go really crazy, so be careful with this Q button or Q oh my god, Q knob here, and with the feedback button, because these 2 guys play together. And to explain, this is the global Q factor, and every channel has its own Q factor here, but it's not its own. You can only reduce the Q, okay? When it's sent to full, it's this value, but you can reduce it, but you can't go over this value. And the feedback knob feeds the sound, I think, from the first filter to the second filter, yeah, like a feedback, okay? In this off mode, it is only 8 bandpass filters without feedback, so feedback won't do anything. But I think this mode is the mode you will mostly use. So let's give it a listen. And you see things start to happen. Okay. Now let's stay with this. Now every channel has tune, octave, pan. So yeah, let's move these guys. And I will give this a little bit more volume, but not a lot, because it will get louder. Okay, see? Let's start with this. Now we can tune this. And I have here a little plateau from valley to make this sound a little bit nicer. The inputs are mono inputs, so it doesn't matter. But we have stereo outputs, and that's because yeah, we can use here pan these single channels to whatever we want. See? Now you can switch single channels on and off, and fade them, of course. Oops. And as stronger you set the Q, as cleaner the sound will be, of course. Okay. Not super clean. Let's switch this off. Well, let's make a few deeper sounds. Now octave. This is global. See? Now let's bring this back to small value. And let's try some feedback. I hope this guy won't explode. I will work on it, okay? Because it's really sensitive. It's getting crazy quickly. Now you see. Okay, got it. Now let's tune this guy. Let's use first, let's tune all together. I need a cigarette. Okay. Now, let me bring this volume down only to show you. This guy gets really quickly out of control. See? And we get really extreme voltages. Now, to control these voltages, we have three sections or three possibilities, and of course you can use them to create sound as well. First of all, we have a clipper here. It's off, soft or hard clip. So let's bring this guy in. And let's overdo that. See? Or as hard clip. Gets really digital. You have a wave folder, and of course the wave folder works best depending what you are doing. It doesn't work really nice with noise, but this you will see this later. And you have a Q compressor, and what the Q compressor does, it's not a compressor that is affecting your signal or your output. It's affecting the Q, so the Q factor. So let's bring this in, and you see it's working. Now let's go over it, and this is the time, this attack and release at the same time, and here you said how strong this gets affected. Okay, the Q. And all these three together are really capable to make really nice sounds. Okay, let's set these guys off. The Q compressor and the wave folder have sequencers, and you have a global sequencer. I will show you this guy later. So it'll be here, and let's go on. Now let's feed more signals in. Here I got a noise loop. Let's see what this brings. See? And let's connect a few volt per octave, a few, yeah, something like harmonic stuff. Give this another octave. You see? Now this compressor is working, and sometimes it goes to the clip. Now we can use the wavefolder as well, and let's use these guys like the sequencers. So this is the Q sequencer, and then you can set this on and off as you want, or make it random. Okay. And same here, this blue one is the wave folder sequencer. Now this starts running. See? And let's bring this to random as well. Yeah, this is like a sound lab. Yeah, you can really do crazy things here. Now let's bring down a VCO. Yeah, and this gets crazy, of course. But let's make this off. You can really, when you play with this, you can make really decent sounds. It's not always like this brutal stuff. So, see? But you always have to be aware that this guy can get crazy in a second, or less than a second. Now, when you use the global sequencer, that means that you will only hear one voice, okay? And so this will behave really different. Let me show you. You see here, just this one. So that this would need another setup, of course. Now you can set here the attack time and the decay. So these guys can feed in another. Now this little clicks you hear. I have a new version that doesn't click. I don't know why I didn't install that here. Okay, so forget about the clicks. There are no clicks in the new version that will be online in 1 or 2 days. So imagine this sound only without clicks. See? Okay, let's get rid of the clicks. And let's bring back these guys. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Okay, let's get rid of these sequencers as well. Okay, without sequencers. Now, let's get us another loop here. So I don't know where I have drum loops. This looks like an uncut whatever. This is not good. Drum bass loops. No, that's not what we wanted right now. I have so much loops. Crunchy loop. Crunchy loop doesn't sound bad. Okay. Now we have a drum loop here, and let's let's clock our sequencer to the drum loop. This is something I explained in another manual, I think. Ting ting ting. Let's see. Let's give this a listen. There's not a lot of things happening because we don't have inputs. So let's give this an input. Okay, starts grooving. Groove machine. Okay. And let's do what? Yeah, play around. You have a lot of inputs. Play around with this stuff. What's that? How this drum loop sounds, so let's see. See? It's incredible. Okay, we have to do something. This is too crazy. Okay. Now, what more to explain? I say I could play our. It's not that I could play hours. I'm playing hours with this, and every time there's other stuff coming out. This guy is really great for lead sounds, or yeah, I don't know. Like, let's try to make a nice lead sound. I need to show. What I want now, I want it to go. Okay, let's get this off. I want to go something in the soft clip. What would be here? And now let's use. This was way too much. Where is that? Yeah, it's modulated feedback. Let's see how crazy that gets. Not really. Why? I don't know. Let's do that in a different way. This is really... You never know what comes out of this guy. Okay. Now this is these. And a little FM. Yeah, you have frequency modulation for every channel. Way too much. Stuff. Now, let's see if this matches to our drum loop. Kind of. I wanted to make an overview and I'm only patching things together. So, what do I want to say? Yeah, if you follow this video, it's not a perfect, like, I explain you everything video. But as you see, with all this stuff, you can get really crazy sounds. You can really get nice sounds. It will take a time, of course, but believe me, get you one of those. You will have a lot of fun. And if not, yeah, whatever. Take a beer, or I don't know. So there will be an update in 1 or 2 days, I think, where we get rid of these little clicks. And yeah, that's it for the moment. I think it's the 25th video I made, and I think this will be the one I release because I'm tired, and every time I get lost in this sky and making crazy sounds, and it takes like 2 hours. And then I look the video and think, no, it's impossible that the people look at 2 hours video, stupid KlirrFactory moving knobs. Okay, so that I think that will be the video. Okay, that's it. If you have any questions, yeah, leave them in the channel. So yeah, that's Mr. Q. I'm the KlirrFactory. I will have a couple more of these little beers here and thousands of cigarettes. So see you next time. Have fun. Cheers. Na zdrowie. Prost. Skol. Salut. Whatever. Cheers.